Hello and welcome to Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Virtual Church. My name is Beth Calvert, and I'm glad we can get together this early summer day, although we cannot yet be together. Our speaker today is Wendy Hearl, a beloved and very active member of our congregation. She will be updating us on the reality and responsibilities that come with being called a welcoming congregation. We earn this designation and we renew our commitment to its goals, and Wendy shares with us why this is important work to do. Thank you so much for leading us today, Wendy. The reading that accompanies our chalice lighting is a poem by Lori Gargas Haban called Living with Pride. We light our chalice flame for those who lived their lives in closets of shame, for those who furtively visited the bars where nobody knew your name, for the Stonewall riot and the fierce trans women who fought, for the plague which still takes far too many far too soon. So many gone, so many never lived to see. Out gay kids singing on TV, out gay people serving in the military, marriage equality, families formed by intention. We light our chalice flame for all these, for all our siblings of the rainbow, surviving, living life out in the open with pride. We all have different reasons for gathering here each week, but we have this much in common. We work together as a church to transform ourselves, our community, and our world by sharing love, pursuing justice, and seeking wonder. Our special music today is Stand Up, written by Wendy Hearl from her rock opera Transpositions. It is performed by Chameleon Red, and it honors transgender pioneers.
Gaze in the face of evil and feel powerless. You look down to the ground and worry about the mess we're in. But sometimes you glimpse hope for tomorrow when you help someone and you know you want to do it again. Is there anything more you can do than what you're doing? Is there anything more you can say than what's been said? There's people out there who feel revolution, and there's other people who want to see it spread. try, but you just don't seem to fit. It's easy to curse and turn your back on the cold, cruel world, but there's more love somewhere, and we've got to find it.
We'll sing Loving Kindness next. Please hold a light in your heart or light a candle to honor someone or some event or to cherish a memory.
Hi, my name is Wendy Hearl, and I serve this church as a member of the small group ministry facilitators. Way back in 2010, after spending a year going through the curriculum approved by the Unitarian Universalist Association, the members of Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Church voted to become an intentionally lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer welcoming congregation. We are officially recognized as such by the UUA. Just think how much has changed since 2010. Today, same-sex marriage is legal in all 50 states. Gay and trans people can serve openly in the military. The Supreme Court has ruled that the 1964 Civil Rights Act includes protections for sexual minorities and transgender people. We have more openly LGBTQ+ people in elected office than ever before. Heck, we've even had 2 very successful Pride events in the Tri-Cities, with another coming in the fall. We've also seen a lot of pushback from politically and religiously conservative people. Those Pride events always attract very vocal protesters. Nationwide, there's been an increased reliance on arguments for quote-unquote religious freedom to justify discrimination. Trans people, formerly barely on the cultural radar, are now the conservative targets du jour. We've seen this in the rash of bills in states like Tennessee which seek to restrict trans people from receiving appropriate medical care, changing gender markers on government-issued identification, competing in school sports, or even using public restrooms. And we should never forget that trans women of color continue to be murdered at an alarming rate. At the same time, new concepts and new identities are coming into wider consciousness. I don't recall much talk about non-binary, asexual, aromantic, or pansexual people, for example, back in 2010, but now it's increasingly common. Concepts of human sexuality and gender keep evolving. Even the acronym we use for our community is in flux. Some people use the acronym LGBTQIAAPK for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, aromantic, polysexual, and kink. Some add on GQMB for genderqueer and non-binary. For brevity's sake, I'm going to use LGBTQ+ to encompass all these and more. Clearly, the way we understand and engage LGBTQ+ people, issues, and topics has changed over time. Recognizing this, the Unitarian Universalist Association introduced the Welcoming Congregation Renewal program in 2018. Hopefully it's clear by now why continual renewal is necessary. Yeah, we've already gone through the process once, but this is not the kind of thing where we do it once and then never have to think about it again. New people coming into the church need to understand that our congregation is committed to continually working for greater understanding of and justice for LGBTQ+ people. And we longtime members still need to learn and grow. If we are truly committed to this work, we need to make sure we stay engaged. In 2019, our then intern minister, Tiffany Sapp, proposed to the Board of Trustees that our church needed to commit to an annual renewal of our welcoming status. The board agreed and appointed a task force to look into how this could best be accomplished. That task force consisted of Dottie Blades, Rosemary, Betty Kay, Brandy, and Kim Ray, and myself. So what's involved in this welcoming renewal? Well, it consists of 5 practices. We document our renewal activities in each of these 5 areas and submit to the UUA for our welcoming renewal. The first practice is easy for us. Become a welcoming congregation. Done and done. The second practice is incorporating at least 2 welcoming worship services into our church calendar every year. These are entire services devoted to themes of LGBTQ+ welcoming and inclusion. The UUA has an ever-growing library of worship materials to help with putting together such services. This sermon I'm delivering now counts as one of our 2 for this year. The third practice is acknowledging at least 6 days of observance throughout the year through a worship element such as a prayer, reading, story for all ages, song, etc. What are these days of observance? They include such things as National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, Transgender Day of Visibility, LGBT Pride, and National Coming Out Day. The UUA has a Welcoming Days of Observance poster that can be downloaded and printed out for display at church. The fourth practice is offering a welcoming religious education event to make sure the congregation remains educated and aware of the needs and issues of the queer community. This could include a webinar, a seminar, a book discussion group, or a movie showing and discussion. The UUA has made available or recommended lots of resources for this, ranging from the webinar UU the Vote for LGBTQ+ Equity, the adult RE course Transgender Inclusion in Congregations, the Netflix documentary Disclosure, and the book The Stonewall Generation, LGBTQ Elders on Sex, Activism, and Aging. This practice also includes gathering feedback after the Welcoming RE event through a survey for participants. At least 10% of our members need to participate in the RE event in order for this to count towards our renewal. The fifth and final practice is to support a welcoming project of our choice. In other words, donating finances and or time to an LGBTQ+ organization or a campaign or a project. This is nothing new to our congregation. In the past, we have supported Tri-Pride and the Pride Community Center. I know this seems like a lot of effort to go through every year, and indeed, thanks in part to COVID-19, we have yet to complete a renewal. By the time you see this, the Board of Trustees hopefully will have adopted a policy that will help streamline this process and make it routine. And it's so important. Queer UUs often still struggle to find community in our congregations. Bisexual people are often invisible. Asexual and intersex folks are not even on many people's radar. 2 years ago, Transgender Religious Professional Unitarian Universalists Together, or TRUST, released a report based on a survey of hundreds of trans UUs, and the results were very dismaying. Only 28% of trans UUs feel that their congregation is completely inclusive of them, and 42% of trans UUs regularly experience a trans-related marginalization in UU spaces. I'm so glad that our congregation is committed to making our church a more welcoming place for LGBTQ+ people. In this region, where there is still so much antipathy towards LGBTQ+ people, in this time of increasing persecution of trans people by our Tennessee state government, to create a safe and supportive space is truly a life-saving ministry.
What is time we
Our poem of benediction is by H.P. Rivers. Blessed are the wanderers seeking affirmation.
Blessed are the worshipers praying from closets, pulpits, pews, and hardship.
Blessed are the lovers of leaving family and familiarity, leaving tables where love is not being served.
Blessed are those who stay.
Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied.
Blessed are the queer, disciples of truth, living, breathing, sacred reflections of divine love.
Our incoming board president, Ann Livengood, would like to recognize our boards, old and new.
On this first Sunday in June, we would like to mark the changeover of our Board of Trustees. This past year has been filled with new and varying challenges, but your board continued to perform wonderfully and without missing a beat under the steady leadership of our outgoing president, Dana York. We want to thank our outgoing board members for their service and leadership. Our three outgoing board members are Tom Burns, William Kaufman, and Wendy Hearl. Tom came back for a one-year term as past president. William is our outgoing secretary, and Wendy is our outgoing programs trustee, and they are both finishing 2-year terms. Again, thank you for the many hours that you have spent serving our church community. As we look forward to a new year with a new minister and challenges and celebrations that we can't even yet predict, we want to welcome our incoming 2021-22 board members. By serving on the board, they are agreeing to uphold the principles of the Unitarian Universalist faith tradition and do their earnest best for the common good of Holston Valley Unitarian Universalist Church. Your 2021-22 board members include me as president. Dana York is continuing her time on the board as past president, and Ann Johnson is coming on to the board in the position of vice president. Our financial duo of Deb Helmer as treasurer and Charlie Miller as stewardship trustee will continue on as a seasoned team. Dottie Blades joins the board as our secretary. Brian Kleske returns to the board after a year off, this time as programs trustee. Michelle Markstrom-Frisch is continuing in the position of membership trustee, and our hardworking facilities trustee is Greg Kramer. I think this is going to be a wonderful year, and I look forward to working with all of you to serve our beloved community.
Please help me close this service now. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with all the world. Hello, my name is Cyndi Hatch, and I'm happy that we could be together today. Thanks for joining us, and please come back whenever you like. We will post another pre-recorded virtual service next Sunday. Please remember that our services are recorded in advance, so sometimes events move forward without us. However, you can find up-to-date information on local events, social justice issues, inspiration and content for all ages on our Facebook page. Our closing music will be Could Be Me, performed by Chameleon Red and written by Wendy Hearl. We acknowledge with great gratitude her work for our world and our church. As you make your way through the week, remember these words. You are good, you are loved. We all need a little work, and we're all in this together. And there's nothing left to say but, yay, church.